So that's the thing. I came back to the same neighborhood I left, right? And the thing is that the transition program from the military back to what they call civilian life um, is not good. They're not teaching you. They're not guiding you. They're not like
Who's not guiding you?
the military people. Like if you go in the federal government, I believe if you go and serve this country and you give some of the best years of your life when you are at the prime of your life, and you are willing to risk your life, and you see things that cannot be unseen, and you get hurt out there, both physically and mentally, I think they should help you debrief all these things, and they should help you, guide you, and they should set you up right for future. So, but that wasn't the case with me. I came back, and I was just back into my neighborhood. Now I'm highly trained. I'm confused because of the things I've seen, because of the things I've experienced, and I'm on a high level of adrenaline rush. I'm seeking this high level of adrenaline because that's what I experienced. That's what I'm used to. But I can't have it no more. But I'm in this neighborhood. I'm watching what everybody's doing and what everybody's getting involved with. And in my military mind, I'm like, oh, I could do this and I could do that and I could do this better than them. Oh, they need a crew. I don't need a crew to do that. I could do this better by myself. And I started plotting things of how to move in the neighborhood that I was in. Not necessarily that my neighborhood was like the worst neighborhood in New York, but there were things happening, that I was around, that I was like, I could handle this and I could handle this like the best of them.
Yeah.
And I got involved into a lot of things that, I don't think I would have gotten involved if I would have been in a healthier state of mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into a lot of fights. I made a lot of fast money. And yeah, and I did a lot of self-harm.
Yeah.
Self-harm. I induced a lot of pain
Yeah.
into my body physically.
Yeah.
And it came to one point in my life where I looked at myself in the mirror and I was super skinny, super drained. I saw myself. I didn't recognize myself. I was beaten by life. I was beaten by myself, and I didn't recognize who I was. And that's when I closed my eyes and I remember the kid in me, the 7-year-old kid playing in Dominican Republic, and having his siblings, and enjoying just the feel of the sun, just how the sun feels on your skin. I used to enjoy that, and I couldn't enjoy it at this time. I couldn't enjoy the breeze. I couldn't enjoy the sun. It was a big hole and a lot of pain in my chest. And I saw that kid crying, and I was like, I gotta father that kid. I gotta father that kid, and I gotta take care of him because he's crying. And that's when I decided to make a big change in my life. And I took myself back to school, basically.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Yeah. So you left BMCC, obviously a 2-year college. Did you graduate from there or no?
No, I left halfway through to a semester.
So when you got back after the military, where do you go?
I took like a year of city college, or a semester and a half, and I left also. And I was involved in all the things that I was just telling you about. And then when I went back to school, I went to city college, and I had a debt that I hadn't paid. I paid that debt, and I told myself I gotta push through it, even if this is not what I got in my heart. I gotta push through this. This will be my therapy in a way. Yeah. And I chose theater and speech because I knew theater before I joined the military. Yeah. Right after I came back from the military, I took like a quick. I did it for like a year as an actor teacher, as I was. Just like I was hanging out and doing the things I was doing, and I was also had a part-time job with the same company that I did the youth theater group with.
So you were living a double life, would you say?
I was. It's always been like that since I got to this country. Yeah. I believe, I lived in the edge of the yin yang, right in the edge. Like I could be positive and I could be negative, and I could travel in both worlds easily. I think, or I have.
So you ended up back in City College. Did you graduate?
I graduated. I got my 4 years. I got my undergrad. BA, yeah, for theater and speech. And I was like, wow, I accomplished this. And one of my teachers told me, I think you got something in you. You should go for your master's. I was like, no. He told me you should. So I decided to apply for Pace University for the Actor Studio Drama School. I got accepted, and around the same time, they gave me a scholarship for a theater company to become to do an intensive in acting. I did that, and I focused. I wanted to stop playing games outside, and I just focused on the intensive. I believe I did great work there. And one of my friends from the creative arts team, when I was an actor teacher, was for a little bit when I came back from the Marines, he reached out to me to be in a pilot of his, and at the same time we decided to write a movie,
So
semi-based in my life.
Before we talk about that, how many TV shows would you say you've been on altogether? Because I can't keep up.
I'm not 100% sure. I want to say like 6, 7.
6, 7, and you know, obviously they're big names and so on. And then you decide that you want to do your whole movie with your friend. Tell me about that process.
All right, so I told my friend the things that I went through when I came back from the military and why I joined the military, and how I feel in this constant trap in the society that I had adopted me in this country. I feel constantly trapped. And I talked to him about all these things, the people around me, the snakes and the good people, everybody that's involved in my life. And I wrote a story and I showed it to him. And a week and a half later, he came over and he told me, listen, I like your story. I like what you wrote. But I'm more interested in something closer to you. Like, that's very interesting. Will you be willing to write with
your
me?
own experience?
Yeah, like a movie, semi-based in your life. And he's a really great writer. That's why he went to school for writing.
And the movie is called 11:55, which is on Showtime now, so you can check it out. And I watched it on Amazon, so it's on Amazon too. Go check it out. 11:55.
So we decided to. He came up with an outline, and then we will meet up every Friday and like write the scenes. He will ask me, so if this happened, how would this go about? And I would kind of like say the things and improvise it in a way. He would type it, he would write it, and then change it to whatever he thinks makes more sense. Send it to me. Then I'll give my notes, and then we will meet every Friday. That's how they came about. But it didn't come to be until like 3 years later. The process of writing and sending it to other people and reading, trying to get backers and everything took a little while. So by the time that the movie came to be, I already had done 2 years in my master's program. And I got offered a role, my first professional role of Broadway. And it was called Between Riverside and Crazy, which won the Pulitzer.
Which I saw. Also, great job in that.
Thank you. And that play ended up winning the Pulitzer Prize for drama.
Nice.
So I could say I was in the original production for the play that won the Pulitzer Prize of drama because of our production. So that's my first play ever as a professional.
Yeah.
That's it was such a great validation for me, everything that I've been through, and now I landed where I needed to land, where the world needed me to be in. And I feel like I went through whatever I went through, and now I'm stronger for it, and I could take roles that otherwise I couldn't handle. So this character, I got to pull the pain that I had from inside me into this character, which was great.
I know we're talking about your film career. I want to get back on it, but before I do, I'm going to ask you, what do you think you took from your military career that helped you after you got out to help you accomplish, if you took anything out?
I think the most important thing for me personally is the perseverance and the know that I can do it. When we go on military humps, or you go hiking. Hikes, yeah. You got an 80-pound bag,
endurance,
plus your weapon, plus your Kevlar, plus your your flak jacket, plus your gas mask, plus whatever ammo weapons, and you marching.
Don't forget your canteen,
plus your
water,
canteen, everything, your camel bag too, all of that. And you walking and you walking and you walking for a mile comes, another mile comes, 3 miles, and you feel like I can't no more. And then you keep telling yourself 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot, and you keep drinking your water. And before you know, you got your 5 miles in. And you keep telling yourself, just 1 foot in front of the other. And you were done 2 miles back already. You were done 2 miles back. and you keep going, 7 miles come. You were doing 4 miles back.
It's the strength to
Yeah,
carry on.
yeah. Your body and your mind gives so much more than we as human are taught, and that we think that we could give. So that's the most important thing that I think have carried me after the military.
What do you say would be the one thing that you wish you had done differently in the military?
One thing that I had done differently.
That you wish you had done differently.
Yeah, pick my MOS.
That's always a good thing.
I went open contract, so they gave me the hardest job in the Marines.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the hardest job in the Army, but in the Marines, heavy artillery
It's an everyday
is the
job.
hardest
man.
job.
And thank God to you, I didn't do it. You told, don't do it. I'm like, I don't want that crap.
Yeah, that's not a job for like, and people think like, grunts, or people that do those kind of jobs are like, dumb and stuff. To be a heavy artilleryman, you have to be physically strong, or because it's very demanding physically, and you have to be very smart because you have to learn about quadrants and deflections and like where the round is gonna hit.
Calculation.
And, all that stuff. Yeah.